Hi, I'm Joe Freeman of the Oregonian. This is Mike Richman of the Oregonian. We're bringing you another Trail Blazers post-game video report. The Blazers have lost here tonight at the Moda Center Thursday night, 110 to 103. The final game of a 7-game homestand that they finished 5-2 afterward. Tonight's loss ended a 5-game winning streak. All of those games came against losing teams. Tonight's loss came against a winning team, and this is what the Blazers are going to be staring at moving forward. Each of their next 3 or 4 games, at least the 3 heading into the All-Star break, are against winning teams. A very important 2-game trip against Houston and Memphis, and then back at home against Houston again before the break. And I think tonight is going to be indicative of what we're going to be seeing moving forward. Not necessarily the final score, but what awaits the Blazers. Tougher opponents, more intense games, teams that are playing for something and want something, and simply a more challenging night for the Blazers. We saw that immediately in the first quarter. I think the Raptors were like 8 of 12 or something from 3-point range.
I think they had 6 of their first 7 in the first quarter. They couldn't not miss.
Yes, and DeMar DeRozan, Kyle Lowry looked like the All-Star backcourt that they are, and the Blazers simply wilted amid the pressure that they were faced. And they were pretty honest in assessing themselves afterwards. I think CJ had a quote that said something to the effect of, "We have to be realistic with ourselves and sort of learn from this. They're not quite there." Meaning they're not quite a playoff team, and I think that's a takeaway from this, from their locker room. You heard Damian talking over and over about, we need to be better at following scouting reports. We need to push guys away from their tendencies and force them to take tougher shots. DeMar DeRozan and Kyle Lowry went wild against the Blazers, and a defense that had played dramatically better over the previous 6 games, pretty much resorted back to what they were ahead of time. And so I think the lesson that the Blazers took away from this is they think they're close, and they were within 3 points twice in the fourth quarter before back-to-back turnovers sabotage any hope of a comeback, but not quite there, and their margin for error is smaller, and it's just going to take more as the schedule toughens up for them to beat these tougher teams.
Yeah, DeRozan and Lowry they had combined for 59. If you let 2 teammates score 60, you're probably going to lose any given night. And James Harden, they're playing James Harden on Saturday, so it's going to be a tough one. Just quick, running down the box score from the night. Damian Lillard started 1 for 9. He finished 8 for 20, so he made 9 of his last 11 shots. He wasn't that bad in the last 3 quarters, but he was really bad in the first 2, or particularly the first quarter. He finished with 27. CJ McCollum had 21. Alan Crabb doing what he does, 17 points off the bench. Gerald Henderson had a really nice spurt in the first half and finished with 10. But
surprise starting lineup tonight.
Yeah, that was a big one.
They didn't play instead.
And we got Mo Harkless from the DNP to the starting lineup. Big Terry Stotts special, pulling someone from God knows where at the end of the bench and plopping him in the starting lineup. Mo Harkless played 16 minutes, finished with 2 points, a steal, an assist, and a rebound. He kind of looks a little off early, as you can expect for someone who's only played 7 minutes over the past 5 games, but he played well in the second half, played pretty good defense. They stuck him on DeMar DeRozan, and he looked pretty good early in the third quarter. No word on whether Vonleh will be back Saturday. If not, I expect Terry Stotts to stay with Harkless in the starting lineup. Houston plays small, so it allows him to play small without Farouq Aminu, and it keeps the bench intact, which is what Terry really wants to do. That bench lineup's been good. He doesn't want to mess with it.
I think that about does it for tonight. We'll see you after we get back from that 2-game trip.
See ya.